What's going on, Lunatic Fringe? Does it seem like every day is just a little bit of a battle with Terra Luna Classic because you just don't know what to do, who to trust, what you know? Well, let me give you a couple of pieces of information. There are currently 11,782 active wallets in the Terra Luna Classic ecosystem. It's not a great number, and could be so much higher, but remember, on centralized exchanges, it is much higher. So you have a lot more trading volume there. However, we're only trading about $10 million per day. So there's only so many different wallets that are going to be active. Now, the issue, retail pretty much left crypto. China continues to be difficult with crypto for its people, and the same thing for some of the Asian lands. India still they're becoming a little bit more pro-crypto. Pakistan obviously has moved away from anti-crypto to pro-crypto legislation, but there's still some major countries out here that we have a problem with, and that is going to be prohibitive a tiny bit in this market. However, that doesn't mean that we can't some kind of crazy move going. Now, because of that, let's get into it. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in, and let's talk about it. We're going to talk about getting back to $1 and what it looks like. I'm going to give you a prediction. We're going to revise it maybe just a little bit or maybe not. Again, hit the like button and check it out. Before we get started, we are now number 5 overall past P's. Past P's like it was standing still. Woo, baby. We're at 6.89 cents right now. Let's get Believe Crypto unbonded. Believe in Lunk. That's the mantra right there. In order to do this, you need to have some Luna Classic. Go to terrapump.fun. Use your Luna Classic to pay for Believe token. Let's get this thing unbonded. By the way, if you guys remember, we were having a conversation about J Money. We were talking about that JMC crypto. Look at this thing. It's at 75 cents right now with a $45,000 market cap. Imagine that would be a 30, that would be about a 15x from where we are right now should something like that happen. So it's going to be on you guys. So go buy yourself some Believe right now. Again, to be very, very clear, I am a holder. My wallet, which is in the description down below, is right there, SCSC. I have 4.47% of the supply. It is not going to come from me. I'm not going to dump on you. I can't dump, okay? This in value of Terra Luna Classic, about 2.7. So I'm not holding a lot of it. This is not about me. This is about you. This is about just getting it unbonded on terrapump.fun, which, by the way, is better than lunkpump.fun. Speaking of lunkpump.fun, Happy Caddy Crypto, people who are validating with him continues to decline. The precipitous decline seems to be over. Like to keep that going down. What we want to do is dilute some of that market share. Now, this is not the only person, by the way. This is just Happy Caddy Crypto. You guys have seen the votes. You know what's going on with the votes. And by the way, I've got people arguing with me in my comment section about I need to stop, or don't tell me what I need to do. You need to point to the spot on the chart where something positive is happening because of Happy Caddy Crypto. And if you look at me and you say, well, it's not exactly how it works, bro. Yeah, it is. That is exactly how it works. If you do a good job, if you promote, if you do things properly, then guess what? Price go uppy. Now, you might say to yourself, well, no, it's not exactly. Well, okay, so how about this? You show me where it go uppy. It go nothing but downy. So you tell me, is what they're doing working? It is time for a massive change, and it starts with people who are not looking out for the best of this blockchain. And by the way, just because you're looking out for the DeFi portion doesn't mean you're looking out for what's best for the blockchain. There's no leadership, there's no committee, there's nobody out here guiding this thing. There's nobody making anything happen. Everybody's making excuses and taking your money every single month. Ask yourself, go look it up, by the way. Go look up how much a validator earns. Then go look at how much 39 billion, previously 43.5 billion. Go look at how much money you're drawing in every month. And you tell me, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Because I don't know. But I'm sure you could go do the math and you could figure it out. So it's time to move on. And by the way, again, he's not the only one. Interstellar, don't like the way that they voted. All notes don't like the way that they voted, but it is important that we take power back. And by the way, that does not mean that you should validate with Vegas if he doesn't align with your beliefs. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't validate, that you should validate with Strathcole or Frag or RexYZ if they don't follow what you think is the appropriate decisions. And also, if you think the appropriate decisions are being made by Happy Caddy Crypto, then you continue to validate with. I do not like what's going on over here. I do not like the way the voting is going. So I think that he is holding back the chain. I think that he and many others are holding back the change, and I'm not going to shut up about it. Also, June 27th will be the end of the BSC portal. Portal developers have decided to end support of Terra Classic. They will shut down the wormhole portal bridge between Terra Classic and BSC on June 27. If you hold Clay 8, that's gonna affect you. Also, if you hold Alpha, USTCWH on BSC or stake liquidity such as USTC on titled DEX, you must either bridge your wormhole tokens back to the original chain or send them to your Bridge Assist wallet before June 20th. Otherwise, the tokens will be permanently lost. If you choose to send your bridge tokens to the Bridge Assist wallet, you'll be issued a new bridge token on June 24th. The liquidity will be migrated to the new token, ensuring it remains tradable. So there are some serious repercussions here behind the closing of this portal bridge, but if nobody's using it, why support it? Because if it's costing you money every month and nobody's actually trading on this BSC chain, then why? So it's not a great thing, by the way, but it is probably a necessary thing considering that we don't really trade SC. Now, also, there's an anonymous here on Commonwealth. This is no news, but it looks like there's no specific token. So somebody's trying to create a proposal here. They're trying to do something using AI. It says, once I have that, I can craft an engaging forum thread for you. So somebody's trying to craft an AI. I'll be watching out for. As far as meme coins go, Juris down another 4% today. Everything else just kind of ranging. Nothing else really to talk about. The volume still around 10 million. It's actually down below that, but still, we'll just call it 10 million. And UST. Just as an example of retail not returning. Also, 743 million burned, but 519 million were just from one burn on Binance. I keep saying BSC, like Jesus Christ, I'm on BSC mode right now. But you know, we got the burn from Binance, and it's going to roll off pretty soon. And there's really not a lot being burned right now. So we need to take that into consideration. Now let's talk price action. Let's talk about where we are. The reason that I've got this yellow line right here, this is global monetary supply, and we work as a market in lockstep with this. Now this is offset by 78 days. Just for clarity's sake, if you look right here, you can see, I guess you can't see it very well, but right there, I've got it offset by 78 days so that it looks like it just kind of matches up right. It's time offset right there. So it gives you kind of an idea of what the market's doing. Now, you don't see this with Lunk. You don't see any kind of positivity other than that little upward price movement where I said, you know, we're going to maybe 2 or 3x from where we are. But when you look at the rest of the market and you start to, you know, put it down, look at this. This is working in lockstep. This is working in lockstep with the rest of the markets. With Bitcoin, same thing. It's working in lockstep with the rest of the markets. Like it's, you know, this is working out. And by the way, a little bit like that right there. So we're going so much higher for Bitcoin. But you know what? Luna Classic. Where is Luna Classic? Why is it not running? And the answer is very, very simple. Well, actually, very complicated. But we haven't repegged. We haven't burned enough tokens. We haven't created enough vibrance in the community. We still have plenty of stuff that we can talk about that's going on in the community, and we will over the next couple of days. I'm going to repartner, I think, with one of these projects, and we're going to start talking about a lot of different stuff going on in here a lot more. Now, again, this is offset. The way I look at this thing, I think we're about to start flowing, okay? I think we're looking for an altcoin season, and in my mind, this is not exactly perfect, but it's very, very close. We've been muted while the rest of the market has gone up like that right there. I'm looking for that to break to the upside. It did not, but this is that corrective move. I think we're right here in this liquidity flow. So that is the fact that we didn't pump off of that. That should be an alarming statistic for you. But again, like I told you before, we are not in the main altcoin market right now. We have stepped down to speculative assets. So this is going to be when we actually get an altcoin season. Luna Classic will blow. Now, the question at this point, where is it going to go? And we're going to simplify some of this, and I'm going to give you some muted expectations. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a Fibonacci, and we're going to look at what Fibonacci would say about the move that we're having right here. If we get into the golden ratio of for Terra Luna Classic from where we currently are based on the last move. That last move came in December of 2024. That's the last time we had a massive breakout. Now, in the event that that were to happen, then we would come up to 26072. That's going to be our number right there. So what I think is important is to say that this is going to be one of our goals. Now, by the way, I know that some of you might be just kind of melting down right now with that kind of goal. So we're going to put that in as coordinates right there, and we're going to put 0.026 prediction golden. All right, so that's going to be the prediction for the golden ratio of that pump. But what if we actually have a full-on breakout that takes us up to the top of the range? Well, guess what? It just so happens that the top of that range still sits up here, right at the top, at exactly where we were talking about before. Symmetry, if you will, in the market. So this right here, and we're going to call this one the 4.236 ratio. Okay, so those are the two areas that we could be looking at right now. So what I'm giving you right now is basically either basically we're looking at maybe a 4 to 5x right now based on this last and previous, or we're looking at it up to a 10x from where we currently are, because we're currently trading at 6076. This is 6057 with we're dropping a 0. So we're 10x away from basically the all-time high, which would take us to a pretty good ratio. Now, here's where it gets interesting, and this is where it's important to kind of realize that, you know, there's a lot of symmetry to this stuff, but what we're looking for is we're looking for that full-on move right there. And with that full-on move that we're looking at with right there, when we're looking at that, back at that there, top right there. Okay, so if we break out off of the original move, now listen, this is the original pump when we thought maybe there could be a revival. This is where it got interesting, and this is where we got the kind of relief pump, like maybe we can make it, maybe we can start to get back, maybe we can get back to a penny. When all that happened, this took us up to this range here. So now, what is the golden ratio of that move? Well, the golden ratio of that move, which is still in play, by the way, I want to stress this. The golden ratio, and we're going to put that, we're going to call that golden ratio original. All right, so that's the golden ratio of the original pump right now, and that's going to be 2 zeros, 15 to 84, and that's going to be, what do we call that, about a 15x. It's going to be, 15, that's going to be about 30x from where we are right now. So there is a 30x at play, and then when we move on, remember, this is my prediction, what I gave you before, that I think is going to happen, and guess what? It perfectly aligns in between what I gave you as my biggest blow-off ratio right there. I kind of put it, and I split the difference on this. So it is my estimation that nothing is fundamentally changed here about the market direction, that we're looking at about a 40x from Terra Luna Classic. That right there shows to me that, and by the way, the reason that this is important is because this 4236 actually kind of plays out pretty strongly a lot of times when we go into the banana zone of a market, and it's an underserved sort of project here. ZBCN, if we took, I think when you look at it and you start to break down some of these, look at this, you break down where this one was, and you got above that 1.618 ratio. But what if, by the way, we took this and turned it into the last big pump, right? The last big pump, guess what? It played out perfectly. By the way, this is symmetry because this is the way human emotion, this is just about human emotion. But you can see right here, like from this last impulse move down to the bottom before this little breakout that we called here on ZBCN, guess what? Boom. Broke out to the 4236 area, because that is how human sentiment works. So there is a real potential and real possibility that that's going to break out and go that way. Now, the problem with that is, going back to Terra Luna Classic, remember that this was the breakout zone for that, that's the prediction golden ratio from the last pump. The 4.236 ratio from the last pump, that's where the top was for ZBCN. So maybe, just maybe, that's the best that we can hope for. Maybe that's the best that we're going to get. So look, I'm not telling you that it won't happen. I'm just telling you that when we look at these things, we have to be incredibly objective about what the potential is for a move here. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't see anything more than this big move up here to get to that golden ratio move that was out here a long time ago. And that's basically it. So I don't think a penny is in hand. I don't think a dollar is in hand. I don't think we're even close to something like that. And the reason that I don't is because we don't have a burn. Now, a burn of some sort, a significant burn. If we had a significant burn, that's where we get to that 40x, in my opinion. And it could be so much more, but it would probably, I'm going to give you an honest number here. In order to get to a dollar, it's probably going to take at least 6 more years. And that, to me, sounds aggressive, okay? And this is my most honest opinion that I can give you. I think that 0.0028 is pushing it. 0.0015 is most likely where we end up. That's 30x from where we are. I'm not pulling down from 40x, but I am saying that 30x looks a little bit more in line with where these charts are moving and how things are going right now. So when you're looking at Terra Luna Classic, you might get a different idea. You might have, I'm looking at the fundamentals about where this market is and what it looks like we are doing. So I don't think there's any chance that we get very, very close to what we hope. So what we can get right there at 2 zeros, 152814, that to me seems like the top. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you like this type of content, we'll keep making more. If you don't, we'll make it less. We'll talk to you again very, very soon.